spending potential.
The Ink Business Premier Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Welcome to Space City Home Network's presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
It's been an overcast and rainy Saturday afternoon as we welcome you into T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington, where the Astros and Mariners play Game 2 of this 4-game series, Game 8 of a 10-game homestand. Welcome to the booth. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. We will be joined by Julia Morales in just a little while. Plummer, last night the Mariners snapped a 5-game losing streak as they scored 9 runs. A lot of those were kind of gifted runs with a lot of free passes by the Astros.
Yeah, pretty amazing. You've got to go back to 2022 to see as many walks as the Mariners got in that game last night. That has been the real problem for the Astros, is attacking the zone.
And the problem, too, with Seattle in that 5-game losing streak that they snapped, they only scored 10 runs, and they haven't been making a lot of contact in the zone.
Yeah, what's amazing about this is this ball club, with its in-zone whiff percentage at 25.3, that is worst in baseball. You can see above the Yankees, Sox, and both pair of Sox, and the Athletics. So the Astros would suit them well to be able to go in there and attack inside the zone, create swing and miss, and avoid the walks and keep runners off the base pass.
As you see at the bottom, they're only 133 against a breaking ball as well. Lance McCullers Jr. knows he needs to go deep in tonight's game. That's what he did against Boston in his first start.
Yeah, and that's a big number at the bottom that TK just pointed out, the breaking ball. We know that Lance has one of the best breaking balls in baseball, and he used it to effect with 9 strikeouts against the Boston Red Sox. What was interesting about that game against the Red Sox as opposed to the Athletics, Lance said he was pitching to contact. I think if he goes with the same mode tonight, he could have some success.
Speaking of that comparison, our All In All the Time is presented by Daly and Black. Let's compare Lance's first start to second start.
First pitch strike percentage, that's what it's all about, is getting ahead early. We saw it a little bit last night, although Imai was not able to finish those at-bats off. But pitching ahead forces a hitter to protect the plate, and Lance has swing and miss type stuff. The overall K percentage dropped a little bit against the Athletics because he wasn't getting ahead and put them in hitters' counts.
Yeah, that chase percentage is a big difference, too. Just 17% chase by the A's in that last start. And Sacramento, the A's are a very aggressive offense. When we come back, we'll talk about Yordan Alvarez. He continues to rake here at T-Mobile Park. He also has good numbers against today's Mariners starter, Luis Castillo. More on the big man when we come back to Seattle, getting ready for first pitch.
Live it with Space City Home Network.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at low prices on every item, every day. By Texas Children's. And by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Baseball on a Saturday night here in Seattle.
That's what's on tap. It's presented by Lawnmower Blonde, and we want to see Yordan continue to fly out of this ballpark. He loves hitting here at Seattle at T-Mobile Park, and then you add on top of it what he's been able to do against Luis Castillo bodes well for the Astros. He's 9 for 19 against them, including a postseason home run, 2 during the regular season. He brings the Thunder in the middle of the lineup. The Astros are going to rely on him heavily again in this game against Luis Castillo.
Yordan hitting home run number 175 last night, moving into 7th place by himself, breaking a tie with George Springer in Astros history. Ready for baseball. It's the Mariners and Astros when we come back on SCHN.
We're back in Seattle, ready for some Astros baseball. This road trip rolls along, the 8th game of 10. The Astros would love to get something going here. One of the highlights, or maybe the highlight of this trip, has been the offensive production. We've seen it almost every game, and even in the loss last night, 6 runs. Let's talk more about it with our league leaders, presented by Houston Methodist. This is a group that worked hard in spring training to come up with a good approach, and it's showing already. Not easy to get a fastball by them. In fact, they have the best OPS against that pitch in the entire league. The Astros just staying ready for their pitch. Joe said yesterday, too, they have to set the tone with the top of the order in the first inning if they want things to start going their way. I'm going to send it up to Blummer with more on who they will face today.
Appreciate it, Julia. Good job. And she's right. The top of the lineup's got to get it done for the Astros, getting on base and making things happen. This is going to be your Astros starting lineup presented by Car Shield. As we get to it, Jeremy Pena and Yordan Alvarez are the first two in that lineup. What's interesting is you flip Altuve and Paredes, so you get Paredes back protecting Yordan Alvarez. That kind of started at the beginning of this road trip in Sacramento, where he did a great job backing him up when Yordan was getting intentionally walked, and you actually got some great at-bats and good swings from Isaac Paredes. And what's interesting also is Paredes will be playing first base today, giving Christian Walker the night off.
Yeah, first day off of the year for Christian Walker as they will face Luis Castillo. Castillo, the 33-year-old right-hander, making his third start of the season. Went 6 innings of shutout baseball, allowing just 2 hits here at home against the Yankees. Didn't last through 4 innings in his second start against the Angels on the road. Gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned against Los Angeles. He has faced the Astros 9 times as a Mariner and has faced the Astros and pitched very well against them with a ERA right around 3, despite the success of Yordan Alvarez. So here we go. The Astros trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, just like the Mariners did yesterday. The Astros come in with a record of 6-8, and the Mariners come in with a record of 5-9. These two teams facing each other for the second time in this series. They'll play a couple of day games tomorrow and Monday as part of this 4-game wraparound weekend series. Ready to go, and the first pitch from Castillo is fouled back and just below us. As Pena goes after the first pitch, it's 0-1. Jeremy playing his 10th game of the year. He's hitting an even .250. He's 10 for 40 on the season. Next one missing off the plate, 1-1. Castillo will be heavy on the 4-seam fastball and slider, an occasional sinker mixed in there. This one grounded foul down the third base side, and it's 1-2. 55 degrees today, cooler evening than it was last night, and a damp day makes it feel even cooler than the 55 degrees that's stated.
It is every bit of Seattle right now in Seattle.
Saw Julie with the heavy coat. She's ready.
Layer up.
It is a cool evening, and the next couple of days aren't going to get much warmer. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is wide. It's 2-2. The offense hasn't been the problem for the Astros. They continue to lead the American League in runs per game at 6.07. They're also leading all of baseball with a .372 on base percentage. As Pena sends one to left, sending Randy Arozarena back, and he reaches for the wall, makes the catch on the warning track. So Pena gave it a ride for the first out of this one.
No, that was a good swing by Jeremy. Put together a pretty good at bat too.
So here is Yordan Alvarez. The only pitching staff that has been able to stop Yordan has been the Colorado Rockies. He was able to pick up where he left off against the A's with a walk, a single, and a 3-run home run last night. You can see where he ranks in the major leagues as he goes after the first pitch from Castillo and misses. It's 0-1.
First pitch changeup. Luis Castillo doesn't throw a lot, but I guarantee you it's not the last changeup Yordan's going to see.
Just 3% changeups on the season.
Kind of crazy to see it that low, right?
This ball popped high in the air right on the infield near the middle of the diamond. The second baseman waits for it to come down, and Cole Young puts it away for the second out. One thing Castillo has done is something the Astros are looking for on their side, and that is go deep into games when he has faced the Astros. In his 9 career starts against Houston, he has gone 6 innings or more in 8 of those 9. Also has 6 quality starts against the Astros as Isaac Paredes taking a strike. Isaac getting his first start of the year at first base. He made a start yesterday at second base, has made some starts at third base when Jeremy Pena was injured and Correa shifted over to short. And Castillo getting ahead of Isaac quickly, 0-2.
The right-on-right changeup.
How about that?
Yeah.
So 3% changeups coming in. He's already thrown 2 in the first inning. Farias fouls it off. It stays 0-2. That went out of play down the right field line.
Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you that arsenal so far this season. The changeup, you're already seeing it ramped up early in this game against the Astros, but heavy on that fastball slider. That is his MO.
Christian Walker getting his first night off. Only Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve have been in the starting lineup all 15 games for the Astros this year. As Paredes takes one off the plate, it's 1-2. Altuve got a DH day yesterday. Yordan getting the DH role this evening. On the ground foul. And it stays 2-2 on Paredes. There is Christian Walker with the night off, hanging out in the corner of the dugout. And Paredes down on strikes. Castillo picking up his first strikeout and a clean 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners right-hander. Astros Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound when we come back.
1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
There you see an Astro fan in the front row behind J.P. Crawford as he comes up to lead off this game for the Mariners lineup. Going to key on Julio Rodriguez, off to another rough start. He has a .632 career OPS, and 9 of his 112 home runs have happened in April. Like to keep that coolness going.
Yeah, the first 4 guys all 150 or below with a batting average, and the 3 and 4 hitters, Julio Rodriguez and Josh Naylor, without an extra base hit. Tonight they face Lance McCullers Jr., who has pitched well here in this stadium and generally has pitched well against Seattle in his career. He's got a sub-3 ERA against the Mariners, and that includes the postseason, in 21 career starts. His 136 strikeouts against Seattle hitters, the most of any team he has faced. As he faces J.P. Crawford here, who he has struck out 7 times in 24 at-bats. That one's off the plate. It's 2-1. So Lance going 7 innings in his first start, 4 innings in his second start. He knows he needs to go deep in this game to help protect the bullpen that was really taxed the last couple of games. Christian Javier going 1 inning before leaving due to injury in Colorado, and then Tatsuya Imai last night going just 1/3 of an inning. Lance has fallen behind 3-1, and there's a strike on the inner half. It's a full count. That's inside, no swing. That'll be a walk to start this game, and that has been a problem for the Astros all season long. Too many walks as they walk the first hitter here. How about the Astros starting defense? Is presented by Xfinity. Lance McCullers Jr., as usual, all 3 starts, is working with Yainer Diaz behind the plate. First day off, as we mentioned, in the top half of the inning for Christian Walker. That means Isaac Paredes gets to start over at first. And in the outfield, first start of the year for Taylor Trammell. He'll be patrolling center field, where he made his debut as a Seattle Mariner a few years back. Joey Loperfido and Cam Smith in the corners. Cal Raleigh crushes one to right field, and just 2 batters in, the Mariners lead 2-0. Raleigh, who had 60 last year, hits his second of the season. He had just 1 home run in his first 14 games. He had never gone through a stretch like that all of last year, and it's quickly 2-0 ends.
Cal Raleigh got a center cut. Curveball jumped all over it. UTMB Anderson strike zone showing you that breaking ball right there. Cal Raleigh ready to hack. Got a hold of it. And the leadoff walk comes in to score as well.
Well, the Mariners, who jumped out in front 3-0 yesterday after 6 batters, lead 2-0 tonight after 2 batters.
See that swing again on our mattress from Supermo.
We have seen our share of walks come in to score in this road trip. The Astros had 3 walks score last night, and another hitter hit by a pitch that came in to score. That represented 4 of the 9 runs for the Mariners. And here a leadoff walk has already come in to score. We're approaching, I think that's 20 now, walks that have scored on this road trip, which is a number that's hard to really fathom 9 games into this trip, or 8 games into this trip. That's one past Correa down the line and left, and that'll be an extra base hit for Julio Rodriguez. He's thinking about going to third, but finally Joey Loperfido able to get it back in. Walk, home run, and a double to start this game for the Mariners, who had really been struggling offensively coming into the series.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez this season is 1 for 12 against the curveball, but he got a sinker right here on that inner third, but he's able to keep it fair just inside that third base bag with Carlos laying out for it.
That is J-Rod's first extra base hit. That's why he wants the baseball. It took him 55 at bats to get an extra base hit.
Yeah, his Aples are amazingly slow.
Another guy who doesn't have an extra base hit is coming to the plate now. Josh Naylor. He somehow never faced Lance McCullers Jr. before. Gets his first at bat tonight against the Astros right-hander and takes a first pitch off the plate for ball 1. That one's popped up. Shortstop Jeremy Pena and the second baseman Jose Altuve are there. It's going to be Pena who puts it away. So Naylor's struggles continue this year as he pops up for the first out.
Good cutter, tied him up.
Lance has really been leaning on that cutter this year.
Yeah, it's really been that fastball cutter mix early and then using that curveball to put him away. Oh my. As good as the Astros offense is, the pitching is not. They have a walk rate coming into this game at 14.4%.
That's the highest in baseball. Only almost 6 walks per 9. And a lot of those have come in to score.
Yeah. They've now given up 22 home runs as a pitching staff. Only the Nationals have more at 25.
See, Randy Arozarena has good career numbers against Lance as he fouls this one off. It's 1-1. The Astros still don't have a plan as to who is going to pitch tomorrow. Some of that will be predicated on who pitches today. Joe Espada knows he has had to use up his bullpen quite a bit. And there was another roster move before the game today as Lance gets ahead 1-2 on that swing by Arozarena. Jaden Murray joins the team, and J.P. France, who helped out of the bullpen with 8 outs yesterday after 2 2/3 innings, is sent to AAA Sugarland. He was optioned after the game. That one's down and in, 2-2. So there's your roster move, and JP really stayed out there for a lot of pitches and helped out this pen.
Yeah, you just hope internally they gave him a little bit of love. What a play!
Lance catches the line drive, somehow found that in his glove, and he flips it to Altuve for the double play. What a reaction by McCullers on a ball that was screaming up the middle.
Incredible, that glove in the right place at the right time, and he's able to hold on to it and still make the feed for the double play. Nice play, Lance.
Players, you know, like with the Jose Altuve, really satisfying and gratifying.
Time to take a look at tonight's Chevy Stropole. We're going to ask you which Astro star would you allow to make as many ABS challenges as they want, anytime, anywhere. You trust them the most. Is that A, Jose Altuve, B, Yordan Alvarez, C, Carlos Correa, D, Isaac Paredes? Send your votes to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Stropole as Altuve takes the pitch for a strike. The Astros haven't been great at challenges so far this year. In fact, they lost their second challenge yesterday in the top half of the second inning, but Altuve's been very good, and that's going to be a ball into left field for a base hit. Altuve, a .311 career hitter against the Mariners, adds to that total with a single left.
Altuve loves the top rail. This right at the top of the UTMD Anderson strike zone. And he pulls it into left field for that first hit for the Astros.
So now here's Carlos Correa batting in the 5 spot and playing third base. Carlos waves at the slider. It's 0-1. Correa playing his 127th career game against the Mariners, more than any other team that he has played against in his career, as he takes one wide for a ball, 1-1. He's 3 for 15 with a couple of doubles against Castillo. Castillo getting ahead 1-2. Luis Castillo gets a high percentage of his strikeouts with the fastball. 67% last year was the highest of any qualified pitcher. He still throws that fastball about 2/3 of the time with 2 strikes. That time he tried to get him to chase a slider. And it's 2-2. Astros have had to play catch up both the first 2 games of this series. They went down in order yesterday and found themselves down 3-0 at the end of one. Today they go down in order and they're down 2-0. This ball grounded to the right side. Cole has it. He goes to Crawford for 1. No chance for a double play, as Correa will reach on the fielder's choice. Joey Loperfido will bat. Astros with their first lineup of the year with 3 left-handed hitters in there, with the addition of Taylor Trammell to the active roster yesterday. Now Trammell joining Joey Loperfido and Yordan Alvarez in the lineup. Joey goes after that slider down and in, 0-1. Loperfido's not afraid to hit that first pitch. He's been 4 for 5 this year when he puts the first pitch into play. That one high, 1-1.
Castillo won't throw that sinker very much to left-handed hitters, or at least he hasn't this season. Stay fastball slider.
Joey tried to hold up, but that slider down and in gets him to commit too far. It's 1-2.
Did he go? It's borderline. Again, sometimes those umpires down the line see that barrel in front of the plate and they call it.
You wonder if that pitch up and away is going to set up another down and in slider.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's more often than not, you get that velocity and location up top, set up slower velocity and spin down, and there it is.
That was not his best slider, and Joey fouls it away. It stays 2-2.
Yeah, he wanted to throw a slider like he did the first couple of swings over the top that Joey had. That was a very good pitch, almost center cut.
Joey is hitting .300 on the year against right-hand pitching, 9 for 30, as he takes a fastball in, and now the count is full. We'll see if Correa's on the move. Maybe not, as the Astros are down 2-0, and you don't want to potentially run yourself out of the inning with a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Correa stays, and the pitch is fouled out of play. Another big crowd here tonight. Last night they had 44,468 for Ichiro statue replica night, and tonight it is one of their Sam and Humpy, who has a plush shoulder toy that has been given out to the fans. And they have a big crowd for that. That one's fouled off the top of the netting and out of play. There's also a big crowd in red down in the left field corner here.
Oh, yeah.
At T-Mobile Park. That is the group representing Central Washington.
C-Dub.
See what?
C-Dub.
See woo. That is the proud school of Astros manager of travel, Juan Huitron. He was very excited to be here on Central Washington night. So you've got that. That's Humpy.
Do the humpy hump.
Oh, my.
How's he sitting there on your shoulder?
I've been singing that all pregame.
Joey draws a walk. How's he staying on your shoulder?
It's a magnet.
Nice.
Strong magnet, 'cause this is a big coat. It's heavy.
So,
Very confused Astros players, though, in pregame when I was wearing this.
look, there's Central Washington, Julia. Juan Huitron, the pride of Central Washington.
Yay, Juan.
Juan might be up in there.
He's definitely in there.
Yeah. He was excited about that. He was talking about that when we left spring.
I was hoping he would throw out the first pitch.
How did he not?
Missed a great opportunity. Now first and second with one out. See if the Astros can do what they did last night and bounce right back in the second inning after giving up some runs in the first. As Cam Smith takes one off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
How did you not finish that Digital Underground song? I thought for sure that's like your crush song.
The Humpty Dance?
Yeah. It was all you, TK.
I was letting Julia riff.
Okay.
She did a good job with it.
Nobody in the dugout knew that song except for Dave Clark. So they were confused by the actual Humpy, and even more confused as I sang the song and shook my shoulders. It was
That's
a
an
mess.
all-time classic.
Players do not know.
The Humpty
No.
Hump?
Cam was all kinds of confused.
Oh, no.
My goodness for Clarkie.
Thank goodness for Clarkie. It was probably his walk-up song.
The Yuri retired.
1-0 the count to Cam Smith. A little meeting at the mound for the Mariners here.
Clarkie's going to come after me now. I'm done. It's nice knowing you guys.
That's not a guy you want to get on your bad side. Checks his swing on a pitch off the plate. Cal Raleigh asks for an appeal, and the first base umpire Clint Vondrak says no swing. It's 2-0. So a single and a walk. The Astros have two runners on and have their first runner in the scoring position. Cam fouls one out of play down the right field side. Castillo in his career has the exact same number of wins as he does losses. 84 wins, 84 losses, making career start number 246. He has never pitched out of the bullpen. And that's up the middle, and that'll be down for a hit. Correa's being waved around. Here comes the throw by Julio Rodriguez. Carlos stops, and he heads back to third on his own, and he is going to get back. Carlos could see out of the corner of his eye that he was going to be dead to rights as J-Rod threw a strike to home plate, and Carlos went back to third.
Tony Perez-Chica was waving him, taking a chance right there early on, but Carlos took a peek over his left shoulder as Cam gets his base hit up the middle. You can see Carlos got a pretty good jump, hesitated just a little bit, but peeked right there and decided to get back to third base. Good thing Naylor didn't cut that off, or else he would have been dead to rights at third base.
Good heads up base running by Correa. Now Yainer Diaz goes after the first pitch and misses. 0-1.
Correa in the background.
Yainer has not played since Tuesday. Wednesday was a start for Christian Vasquez when he caught Christian Javier before Javier went on the injured list. And then last night, Vasquez worked with Tatsuya Imai again for the third time. Off day on Thursday. So Yainer had 3 rare off days in a row in the middle of the season. But he's got a chance to produce here in his first at bat since Tuesday with a bases loaded and 1 out. Correa on third, Loperfido on second, Cam Smith on first. And a pitch up and away. It's 2-2. Yainer is 3 for 15 lifetime against Castillo with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. Castillo worked quickly through the first 3 hitters in the lineup in the first inning. But hitters 4 through 8 doing a good job here in the second. That's well off the plate.
If the Astros are able to have a big inning right here, you might actually point to Joey Loperfido's at bat. They put a 10 spot in that at bat against Luis Castillo, kind of wore him down a little bit.
Big pitch coming here, full count, bases filled, and Yiner just stays alive on the slider, getting a piece.
Yesterday, the Astros needed a big hit from their catcher, and Christian Vasquez came through with a bases clearing double. I'd love to see the same thing here.
That's going to be a challenge. This is a huge call. It's either a run-scoring walk with the bases loaded, or it's going to be out number 2 if it catches the corner, and it just clips the corner. That's our first look at ABS powered by T-Mobile, and that is a huge turnaround call on the challenge by the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
Pretty good pitch by Castillo. Put it right on that edge and made that swing decision for Yiner Diaz very tough.
Now Taylor Trammell sends one pretty deep in the left center field. Back goes Arozarena. Back goes Rodriguez. It's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Cam Smith. He'll score. A bases clearing double by Taylor Trammell in his first at bat of the year. And the Astros have a 3-2 lead.
Attaboy, T. Show up, not waste any time. Get that first 4-seam fastball that you can handle and hammer it. He almost got that out of here for a grand slam, hit high off that left center field wall. And with 2 outs, everybody off to the races. Cam Smith coming around to score easily. Welcome back, Taylor.
He just missed his second career grand slam by a few feet. Last night he pinch hit and drew a walk, so that was his first official at bat of the year, and he clears the bases to give the Astros the lead. Very similar, Blummer, to last night, where Christian Vasquez batted with 2 outs and the bases loaded and cleared the bases with a double himself.
Got to have those big hits, and that big hit coming out of the 9 spot.
Back-to-back nights, the 9 spot has come through huge for the Astros. Now Jeremy Pena down in the count 0-2. So answering right back after the Mariners scored 2 in the first, the Astros getting 3 in the second. And this has been an extensive inning for Luis Castillo. 32 pitches thrown in the second inning. Pena hits it hard to left field. Arozarena back to the track and makes a nice running catch. Jeremy hits it well, but he's out number 3. But a big swing from the former Mariner, Taylor Trammell.
Experiences and events. Visit Astros.com/season tickets for more information.
Bottom of the second inning starts with a strike delivered to Luke Raley. Lance McCullers Jr., after giving up a 2-run home run to Cal Raleigh and a double to Julio Rodriguez, got through the rest of the inning with a pop-up and then a line drive that he caught for a double play. This is a pop-up that Correa has a long way to go for, and it's out of play a couple of rows deep beyond the netting in the third base side. Taylor Trammell started his career at the Mariners in 21, played 3 years in the Mariners system at the big league level. Was one of their top prospects in the early 2020s, and now doing some damage against his original team. He's originally drafted by Cincinnati and traded to San Diego, and then from San Diego to Seattle. That's where he made his debut. Swing and a miss. Lance picks up a strikeout, getting Luke Raley on strikes. First K for McCullers Jr., one away in the second.
Good changeup. Nice late fade on this one as he turns it over.
Now Cole Young, the batter. Young takes a first pitch sweeper for a strike, 0-1. Mariners, during their 5-game losing streak that was snapped last night, scored a total of 10 runs and hit 150 during that 5-game streak. Last night they had 9 hits. This ball hit high in the air to right field, sending Cam Smith near the warning track. Cam has room and puts it away for the second out.
Fans take advantage of Astros value tickets throughout the week. Whether you're looking for dollar dogs, added entertainment, or ticket and concession discounts, there's a value option for you. Visit astros.com/value to learn more.
It wasn't the 9 hits that did as much damage as the 10 walks for the Astros last night.
More hits than walked. I mean, more walks than hits.
It's never a good thing. Plus a hit batter.
Yeah, that's daring.
The Astros are still, at this point, going into tonight's game, and it's changed with Lance going an inning and 2/3 so far, but going into tonight's game, they had more innings pitched out of their bullpen than their starters this year. And that is usually not a recipe for success. There's a strike. It's 1-1. So Lance would try to get his team as deep as possible tonight in game 2 of this 4-game series, and game 2 of 13 in a row without an off day. Now when missing wide, it's 2-1. The other news that came out of last night's game was not only did they make that roster move with JP France being optioned to AAA Sugarland, but they've also had Tatsuya Imai fly back to Houston today for further evaluation as he has right arm fatigue. This ball hit on the ground, 1 hop. Isaac Paredes is there, his first opportunity as a first baseman, and he makes it cleanly for the final out. 1-2-3 inning for Lance.
No wonder clients love us. The Crash Team, driven by results.
Get Out and Play is presented by Toyota. Jordan Alvarez, we saw him go deep last night. 8th inning, it was a 3-run shot, giving them a chance late in the game. Adds to what have been strong numbers in the Emerald City. 338 in 22 games, 1,000 OPS, and now 6 home runs in this building. And hopefully lots more to come, TK.
Yeah, that'll add to the totals for Jordan. Next up for him on the list of Astros all-time home runs is Alex Bregman with 191. He broke a tie with George Springer last night. They both had 174. Now the big man's up to 175 and currently 7th by himself. Bregman would be 16 away. So yeah, Jordan likes hitting here. He likes hitting against Luis Castillo. He did pop up his first time up. Jordan's last 5 games here, he has 6 walks and 6 runs batted in as he fouls one at the plate. And the count's 1-2. It'll be Jordan, Isaac Paredes, and Jose Altuve facing Castillo. Castillo got through the first inning facing just 3 batters, but then had to face 7 in the second inning, where the Astros put up 3 runs thanks to Taylor Trammell. Jordan skies one deep to right center field, sending Raley back. He's at the wall. He will leap up, and that ball is gone. Home run back-to-back nights. Jordan Alvarez. Add to those totals at T-Mobile Park, and the Astros lead it 4-2.
An absolute menace to the M's. Air Jordan. 3 straight changeups, gets a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up and in, and puts it out. He is special.
That is now 6 home runs on the year for Alvarez, and his second one of the series. That is career home run number 4 against Luis Castillo. Now Isaac Paredes taking a strike. It's 0-1. 14th RBI on the year as well for Jordan. Paredes sends one to center. Coming on, Julio Rodriguez will have time to get there. And there's one away.
Keep in mind, there are 3 changeups down and away to get ahead on Jordan, and then he gets a fastball that catches the middle part of the plate at the top of the zone, and he's still able to be quick enough to not just barrel it, but to drive it out of the ballpark.
Here's Jose Altuve, who singled his first time up, and Altuve fouls one at the plate. Put that jacket on when you're the DH after you hit a home run. Relax for a little while. Those are the guys who drove in all 4 of the runs tonight, Jordan Alvarez and Taylor Trammell. In fact, if you had the 3rd member of that trio, Christian Vasquez, Jordan Alvarez, and Taylor Trammell, they've driven in all the runs of the series.
Good look at the side swing. Jordan, that was just a beautiful swing on balance, 395 feet.
Jordan, one of 3 major leaguers now, tied for the home run lead with 6. Gunnar Henderson hit number 6 for the Orioles today. And Jordan Walker has 6 for the Cardinals this season, hitting one again tonight. Getting down in the count 0-2 is Carlos Correa. Chopped on the ground, foul, stays 0-2. So the game did not start out well for the Astros, similar to last night. 2 batters into the Mariners' first inning. The Astros were down 2-0, but here they are with a 4-2 lead in the top of the 3rd. Carlos scored a run after he reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Jordan now with 4 bombs against Luis Castillo in his career. He also has 4 home runs against Paul Blackburn and Yusei Kikuchi. And the most home runs he's hit against any pitcher is Chris Bassett with 5. These other 3 pitchers, including Castillo, in the top 4 in terms of Jordan's book so far. That's off the end of the bat, and Correa lost the bat as it shatters, but he'll take that trade-off as he singles on an 0-2 pitch to keep the inning going with 2 outs.
You got to go down and get this one. Slider down almost on the dirt. He's able to get it off the end of the bat.
You mentioned it last inning, Glummer, and it was a great point. Joey Loperfido's at bat could have easily been overlooked or his plate appearance. That walk was a really good walk, especially when he got down on the count 1-2.
Fouled off some tough pitches, extended the at bat to 10, took the walk, and forced Castillo to throw a bunch of pitches last inning.
Now it's a fair ball down the right field line. Correa's on the move, looking for a sign from Paris Chica. It'll be a stop sign. That'll be a double for Joey Loperfido, who's on base for the 2nd time tonight. And the Astros with a little 2-out rally here with 2nd and 3rd.
Joey got that slider. He was swinging at a couple of them in that first at bat, but got one early that he could handle and raked it past a drawn in Josh Naylor. Astros trying to get something going with 2 outs again.
Cam Smith hit a bullet up the middle his first time up. Well, Cam batting here with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs and takes a strike. Cam hitting .302 in his career against the Mariners coming in. That's the best average he's had against any American League team. On the ground, just foul. Would have been 2 runs had it stayed fair. Instead, it's 0-2. So most earned runs allowed by Luis Castillo in any of his 3 starts this year. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in his last outing against the Angels. All these runs have been earned tonight. Cam fouls one into the 3rd deck here. And the count remains 1-2. Another inning where the Astros putting up some pitches on Castillo. He threw 33 last inning. This will be his 20th pitch of this inning. Another foul ball. This one past Correa down the left field side. Astros have done a great job this year scoring runs with 2 outs. Taylor Trammell drove in 3 in the 2nd inning with a bases clearing double with 2 outs. And now Cam trying to add to that 2-out total here.
Good AB.
This is reminiscent of the Joey Loperfido battle in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, fouling off some tough pitches on the edges, spitting on some pitches that have broken off the plate and away. Timing looks good. See if Castillo can find something to disrupt that or hang to him that he can hammer.
Another good take on a pitch wide, and it's 3-2. If Cam draws a walk, Yainer Diaz will bat for a 2nd straight time with the bases loaded.
Got away with one right there. That was a changeup right down the middle. Cam has seen everything he's got. Next pitch will be number 10 in this at bat. Oh man.
So we'll see an 11th.
Might start to see some stirring in that Mariners bullpen here pretty soon. It's a big at bat for Luis Castillo.
Wow.
This fight. Pretty good sinker right on that edge. See if he goes back outside or if he tries to tie him up again.
Great battle between Castillo and Cam, and it will continue for a 13th pitch. Wow. The young 23-year-old against the veteran 33-year-old. Have been going back and forth and neither one giving in. Cam wins the battle with a bullet to center field. In comes Correa. Here comes Loperfido. He'll score. 2 RBI, 2 out, knocked by Cam Smith. It is 6-2 Astros.
Lucky number 13 for Cam. That was the 13th pitch in that at bat, and he got a slider that stayed up. That previous 4-seam fastball fouled off. He came back with the slider, and Cam barreled him. 112.3 off the bat. A big league at bat for the young man. 2 out RBIs, TK.
That is such a big swing for so many reasons. You put a ton of pitches on Castillo, who threw 33 pitches last inning, and now you've added 2 more runs with 2 outs. Astros scoring 5 of their 6 runs when Castillo was just 1 out away from getting out of the inning. Big offensive numbers. You can't blame the offense for the Astros 6-8 record this year.
No, they should be smiling. Yeah, it's all about the barrels.
6.07 runs per game, best in the American League coming into tonight. They already have a 6th spot on the board as we play in the 3rd inning.
Jeremy might be talking to his barrel on his bat. He wants to get on the action.
Jeremy's hit the ball okay, but he's hit it to the track and left a couple of times.
Yeah, nobody wants WTP. For those at home wondering what that is, that's warning track power. Well, just a little bit more than that. But he's had some good at-bats.
Now Yainer Diaz bats with a runner on and 2 outs. Yainer goes after that 4-seamer. It's 0-2. Really good at bats or plate appearances in this game by Joey Loperfido and Cam Smith. The young corner outfielders doing a great job helping out in the 2nd inning and the 3rd inning. And now for the 2nd straight inning, the Astros have put more than 30 pitches onto the ledger for Luis Castillo. So this might be a night where they don't get many more than 4 innings out of him, as he is approaching 80 here in the 3rd.
Yeah, there you go. You got somebody just took off their warm-up jacket out there in the bullpen for the Mariners.
He does get Yainer to chase on that final swing, but 3 more runs for the Astros.
How about a rally homer to get things going? The leadoff man, Jordan, with the big bomb. And then Cam Smith followed him up. The Astros lead 6-2.
Bring the magic of the Astros golden era to your next big event by booking the 2017 or 2022 Commissioner's Trophies. Perfect for holiday parties, birthday parties, weddings, community festivals, and more. Visit astros.com/trophy for more information. TK.
All right, Julia, bottom of the 3rd inning. Astros have bounced back after giving up 2 to the first 2 batters of the game, and now lead at 6-2. Leo Rivas will lead things off for the Mariners, and then back to the top of the order. Lance McCullers Jr. has retired the last 5 batters he has faced in this game. And the first pitch, breaking ball, stays off the plate for ball 1. Rivas playing 3rd base again tonight. Made some nice defensive plays in the game Friday, and also reached base 3 times with a single and a couple of walks. There's a strike on the inner half. It's 1-1. Brendan Donovan has been out the last couple of games for Seattle. He's been their best offensive player this year. Coming over from the Cardinals, Donovan's been ill the last couple of days. Did take some ground balls, did some infield work with Perry Hill, something that sounds familiar to my broadcast partner.
I highly recommend it.
So they think that Donovan will be back in the lineup tomorrow for the 3rd game of this 4-game series. 2-1 pitch is down, 3-1, and the Astros continue to have trouble throwing strikes to Leo Rivas.
If you're hitting in the 9th spot against the Astros, you're in pretty good shape. Last couple of years, that's been a tough spot in the order for the Astros pitching staff.
So the last game in Colorado, Kyle Karros walked twice in that 9th spot. He also walked 1 each in the first 2 games of that series. Rivas walked twice yesterday in the 9th spot. Now he's got a 3-2 count here. The Astros have walked a 9-hitter at least once in the last 5 games. That went over the dugout on the netting and back into the dugout. Stays 3-2.
Nine-hole hitters have a .964 OPS against the Astros this season.
Say that again.
.964 is the OPS, and they're hitting over 300. The 9 spot against Astros pitching.
You know, letting it sink in. I don't like it.
Yeah, the more I say it, the worse it sounds.
Call Called third strike. Rivas knew it as he walks back to the dugout. Lance picking up his second strikeout, one away in the third.
That's what you do to the 9 hole. Just go out there and make some pitches, bring that sinker back over the inside edge, get the call. Good pitch.
Now McCullers going after J.P. Crawford, who walked and scored on the Cal Raleigh home run. And that one's down and in, ball one. J.P. playing his 8th game of the season. Has just 3 hits, but he has walked 7 times this year. Takes one on the edge. It's 1-1. Crawford taking all 4 pitches so far in this plate appearance. It's an even count of 2 apiece. He'll be down. Second straight full count for Lance against JP. That one's popped up on the infield. Actually, it's behind home plate, and Yonder Diaz will put it away for out number 2. Now a word from Golden Chick.
Golden deals are here. $6 Club.
Golden Chick.
Well, Cal Raleigh, the batter, he hit a first pitch home run out against Lance. Took a curveball out to right for his second home run of the year. He goes after a first pitch cutter this time and fouls it away. It's 0-1. And just 1 home run coming into tonight in 14 games. That would have represented his worst stretch of home runs at any point of last season when he hit 60. McCullers getting ahead of Cal Raleigh 0-2. Last year, the Mariners got to Lance a little bit. In his 2 starts against Seattle, he had a 7.71 ERA, 6 earned runs in 7 innings, but he has, over his career, pitched well against this team. Mentioned he is tied with the Angels for the most starts against any opponent. His 136 strikeouts the most, and by far the most strikeouts he's had in any road stadium is here at T-Mobile Park as well. And a 15 lead with the most strikeouts in a visiting park being here. He's got 2 tonight, so it's now a 17 strikeout lead as Raleigh fouls off that pitch and stays 2-2. Started that clinching game for the Astros in that crazy 1-0 18-inning contest. The Astros ended up sweeping the Mariners 3-0. No chase by Raleigh, and it's a full count. Hooks this one pretty deep to left field, but it's playable for Joey Loperfido. Lance with another 1-2-3 inning. He has sent down 8 Mariners in a row. And we're going to head to the fourth with the Astros leading 6-2.
Top of the fourth, 6-2 Astros. Taylor Trammell leading things off, who had a huge bases clearing double in the second inning, his first at bat here with the Astros too. Good to see him with the big league club. He had an offseason full of camps, foundation work. He was telling me about it in spring training. He and his wife Imani are so passionate about giving back, especially where they live in the Atlanta area. It's the Tram Foundation, and then those are his own camps, so he's doing the heavy lifting there. And the big news, TK, they kept a secret during most of spring training, was that they're expecting. So baby Trammell due in September. They announced on social media as well. They did this really cool video where they got everyone's reactions and recorded it and put it together, so their closest family and friends and all their reaction to the news. It was a tearjerker. You should check it out.
Awesome news, and congrats to the Trammells, as he is now 2 for 2 on the season with a walk. That ball got past Cole Young, who almost deked his own shortstop there, because I think J.P. Crawford thought that Young was going to get to that ball.
Oh, he deked him. Yeah, J.P. Crawford had ranged well to his left on that second base side, but he assumed that Cole Young was going to make that play and did not. So that led to Taylor Trammell getting that base hit.
So Trammell on base for a third time in 3 plate appearances this season. The Mariners have their bullpen going, as Luis Castillo faces Jeremy Pena for a third time. And he takes one off the plate for a ball, 1-1. So Trammell with his second hit. The Astros now with 8 hits. And Pena hits it to center field. That's going to be down for a hit. Hit number 9 against Castillo. Jeremy didn't drop the bat until after that fell in front of J-Rod. And after hitting the ball hard his first 2 times up with nothing to show for it, he has a hit here.
Yellowwood is bringing the lumber, and so is Jordan, especially against Luis Castillo. Adds another one to the ledger. Got a fastball up and hit it 395 feet. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you that Yellowwood bomb.
So 9 hits and 6 runs against Castillo here. And his career mark against the Astros was right around a 3 ERA. Jordan has a chance to add to that total as he fouls one back. It's 0-1. Jordan now 10 for 21 against Castillo with a double and 4 home runs. As you can see, he has joined the list of 4 with 4 or more. Change up, down and in, 1-1. Jordan came into tonight leading the major leagues in OPS as he gets under this one and skies one deep to right field. He just got under it as Taylor Trammell will tag at second. Jeremy's also tagging, and Pena's going to go head first into second base. So the Astros move up 90 feet apiece as Jordan hits one to deep right.
Yeah, just missed it. Pretty good swing at that changeup from Luis Castillo. Came off the bat at 100.4. It just got it off the end of the bat. Didn't have enough late life to get out of here.
So now Isaac Paredes, Blummer mentioned that the Astros have changed their lineup behind Jordan, where Isak's now hitting behind him and Altuve's hitting fourth. Isaac has the best numbers of any of the Astros with runners in scoring position this year. He's 4 for 9, and this is his first opportunity tonight. Second and third with 1 out. Casey Legumina is warming up in the Mariners bullpen. Pitch is up. It's 1-1. There you see his numbers with runners in scoring position. That's all 5 of his RBIs this year.
Hasn't been able to figure out that fastball up top from Luis.
There's one past the shortstop. Crawford into left field. In to score Trammell. RBI single for Isaac Paredes. He continues to hit with runners in scoring position. It's now 7-2.
Good job by Isaac. Instead of going to that fastball, they gave him a slider. It was down. Tough pitch. But with the infield drawn in, it's just a simple flick of the wrists, and Castillo's night is done.
Castillo has allowed as many as 8 earned runs in a start. He has given up 7 here tonight. And the Astros have a chance to get an 8th run home when Jose Altuve bats. First and third, 1 out. We'll have a pitching change here. Astros up 5.
USPS Ground Advantage.
Back in Seattle, the Astros have knocked starter Luis Castillo out of this game with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That brings in Casey Legumina. He's been great through 5 2/3. Throwing shutout baseball. He's got some traffic at first and third that he's going to try and work through.
He's had a little bit of trouble this year throwing strikes to right-hand hitters. Jose Altuve will be at the plate with first and third, 1 out as the Astros knock Luis Castillo out of the game in the 4th inning. Leading at 7-2 with 2 runners aboard. Altuve chops one foul off his own leg. It's 0-1.
Got a good pitch to hit. That was a 2-seamer right down the middle. Just got on top of it a little bit.
Nick Allen has come into this game for Jeremy Pena.
Yeah, he wasn't running to third base all that well on a base hit to left. Usually he scores on those easy.
Pena really scampered to second, tagging up on that fly ball by Yordan Alvarez. So Pena's now out of the game, and Nick Allen in there pinch running at third. Altuve grounds one to third. Rivas will pick it up and go to second for 1, and they're able to turn the double play on Jose to end the inning. So Legumina comes in and gets a double play to get out of any further damage. But the Astros put up another run on the RBI by Isaac Paredes at 7-2.
And the Mariners tomorrow at 2:30 on Space City Home Network.
Nick Allen taking over as a pinch runner for Jeremy Pena, staying in the game and playing shortstop as expected as we play into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Julio Rodriguez, who doubled his first time up, facing Lance McCullers Jr. And the first pitch a little bit in for ball 1. Since that double by J-Rod, Lance has retired the last 8 batters. A couple of strikeouts in the mix as well. Now Lance working with a 5-run lead. As a strike is called, it's 1-1. Astros with 10 hits against Luis Castillo knocked him out after 4 1/3 innings. This is a guy that had gone 6 innings or more in 8 of his first 9 starts against the Astros. Now Lance gets a swinging strike to get ahead of Rodriguez, 1-2. Called third strike. He gets J-Rod looking. 2 of the 3 strikeouts tonight for Lance have been called third.
Nice little sweeper. J-Rod not opting to challenge this one as it spins just below the zone, but a great pitch.
Now 1 out with Josh Naylor, the batter. And Naylor grounds one to the right side. Altuve to his left. Getting back to the bag is Paredes. Lance was there covered just in case. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. That's now 10 in a row sent down by Lance. He's in a nice rhythm.
Getting after that strike zone, it's a good sign.
I mean, it seems simplistic enough, but that is the key for Lance. He did it his first start. He didn't do it as aggressively his second start against the A's.
Yeah, he did a very good job of attacking the zone. He said as much post-game, saying he was pitching to contact, use that defense behind him. But in this ball game right here, to that rhythm that you're talking about, it's the 2-seam fastball looks like it's got great arm side run. The cutter's been able to get on the plate and keep hitters off balance. Seen a couple of changeups mixed in there. He's going out there working with 4 pitches if you include that curveball to those previous 3.
One pitch missing into Randy Arozarena. We mentioned his first at bat. Randy has good numbers against Lance. He hit the ball very hard his first time up, but he hit it into the glove of Lance McCullers Jr., who made a great adjustment to turn a double play.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
Now 2-2 count on Arozarena.
He's putting that sinker where he wants.
Got him. Lance with a strikeout of Arozarena and J-Rod in this inning. Another 1-2-3 inning. That's 11 straight sent down by McCullers.
And I can tell you this lawn is happy.
It's lawn fixing time with Scott's Turf Builder Grass Seed.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Texas Mattress Makers. Get your best night's sleep for the best price now with 9 Houston showrooms. Visit TexasMattressMakers.com. And by Michael Kaplan. Dr. Michael Kaplan and his team at Kaplan Sinus Relief. Call today for life-changing sinus relief. First pitch to Carlos Correa is off the plate. Carlos has been on base with a fielder's choice and a single. And he has scored a couple of runs tonight. He's now up to 12 runs scored on the year. Jose Altuve came in tied for first in the AL with 12 runs scored. And now Correa has tied him. And Yordan Alvarez for the team lead. It's 2-0 to Carlos. Astros scoring 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth against Luis Castillo. Now facing Casey Legumina in his first full inning of work. Legumina got Jose Altuve to ground into a double play to get out of trouble. Any further trouble in that inning. Swinging strike here on the fastball. It's 2-2. Like Castillo, Legumina will throw that fastball quite often with 2 strikes, 72% of the time. And Correa sends one through the middle on that fastball, and he has himself a single. Correa on base for the 3rd time. He's 2 for 3 officially.
Power play is presented by HEB. This is that at bat that kind of changed things for Luis Castillo. Got to that 1-1 count and eventually got ahead 1-2, but Joey Loperfido did a good job of laying off pitches outside the zone to work into that 3-2 count, and then went into battle mode on some of those sliders that were backdoor, front door, sped things up, but eventually took that fastball up out of the zone on a 10-pitch at bat to take that walk and just wore Castillo down.
He has that walk. He also has a double as he bats here with a runner on first base and nobody out and takes a strike. Almost clipped him on the inner half. It's 1-1. Loperfido now has that season average up just below 300 at 297. And he's hitting over 300 this year against right-hand pitchers. Good take on a pitch wide, 2-1. Called 3rd strike. Joey, who lost a challenge yesterday, thought about it, but he goes back to the dugout. It'll be Legumina's first strikeout, 1 away in the inning.
Got locked up. Might have been looking for something soft or maybe away. Got burned by a fastball in.
Here's Cam Smith. Cam came through with a big 2-out, 2 RBI single his last time up. Cam's 2 for 2 tonight as he fouls the first pitch away. Cam has also played in every game, but he hasn't started all 14 like Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez. But Cam has spent a lot of time this year in right field. Joey Loperfido, the only other one to start a game this year in right. Cam hits this ball into right center field, and Cam Smith will be 3 for 3 on the night. This one to the wall. Correa heading to third. He'll be held up there. Cam Smith with a double. And the Astros have runners on second and third.
The Candy Man can. Showing a hot stick tonight here on a cold evening in Seattle. Good swing, staying on that fastball up and shooting it the other way. The Astros in business again here at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, Blummer, the 5 through 9 hitters have really done a nice job. Correa, fielder's choice, and a couple of hits. Loperfido, that walk we talked about, and a double. Now Cam 3 for 3. Taylor Trammell 2 for 2. This is the one guy in that stretch that hasn't been a part of the action. They need to get Yainer involved. He grounds one to second with the infield in. And Yainer unable to get the run home as he goes after the first pitch and grounds out for the second out. Don't miss the Astros' next home series. It'll be against the Colorado Rockies from April 14th through the 16th, next Tuesday through Thursday. Get your tickets now at astros.com/SGT. The Astros have done a lot of their damage tonight with 2 outs. 5 of their 7 runs scoring with 2 outs. Taylor Trammell trying to add to that here. Trammell has a double and an infield hit. And doesn't love that call from home plate umpire Adam Hammery. It's 0-1. Checks a swing on a pitch in, 1-1. Taylor was having a good year at AAA Sugarland. He had a 1,003 OPS going when he was called up, and had walked 11 times in 10 games. Right now he's got that 2,500 OPS on the big board with a 1,500 slug and 1,000 on base percentage.
It's going beast mode up here.
A walk, a double, and a single in Trammell's 3 plate appearances so far, beginning last night. Just called up when Jake Myers went on the IL. Called third strike, inside corner. Trammell down looking. Astros with 2 hits, 2 left on. We're halfway home here in Seattle, and it's 7-2 Houston.
More out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care.
It's a beautiful time for some Astros trivia powered by Reliant. The Astros threw a 4-pitcher combined no-hitter versus the Mariners in 2019. Who was the starter? That's Astros trivia powered by Reliant.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. Good memories.
Luke Raley, the batter, to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning, facing Lance McCullers Jr. Lance has allowed 2 hits so far through 4, and they were 2 of the first 3 batters he faced. In fact, his 2 hits and his 1 walk allowed were to the first 3 batters of the game. Walk, home run, and double. Since then, Lance has retired 11 in a row, make it 12 in a row, and Nick Allen makes this play, getting Luke Raley for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Julia Morales on the latest gaming craze for the Astros clubhouse. What do we have, Julia?
I am becoming a Catan expert here, with this being a very popular game. And if I'm mispronouncing it, it's because this is how the guys pronounce it. I am by no means an expert, but this is popular. It was actually popular in spring training. Lance learning how to play during spring training. I think Hunter Brown was behind getting this started. Maybe, Spencer Getty, a player of this game too. But when they first started, Lance said that Hunter Brown won 4 straight games, so Lance was like, that's not going to work. So he went to work. He found a strategy, and then he said he started to rack up some wins. So then Hunter Brown was like, no, I don't like the way this is going. So according to Lance, Hunter became a copycat when it came to strategy. These are direct quotes, because I'm sure Hunter Brown's listening. But so now, I think both of those guys are pretty good at it. Joey Loperfido tries. Jake Myers was trying to play. Not as many wins, though, but they're having a lot of fun. This was happening in spring training, but now it's on the plane, guys. I'm sure you've seen it back there. Some tense Catan games going on. The board game comes on the road.
Is it like a two-player, one-on-one?
So they play 4-player. It's a board game. You collect resources. You build some roads, I think, and cities. You're trying to get to 10 points, I believe. Okay. It's just very strategic. Cerebral game.
I have not seen it because I never ventured to the back of the plane.
No, me neither.
This ball hit hard after a single by Cole Young. Dominic Canzone with a ball to the wall, cut off by Taylor Trammell, and that probably helped the Astros from allowing a run, as being held at third was the runner Cole Young. Good job by Trammell not to let that ball get to the wall. So now second and third with one out after back-to-back hits for the Mariners.
Pretty good job by Canzone to stay on that cutter down. Just basically hit a 2-iron into that right center field gap.
See Carlos Cardoza, the new third base coach for the Mariners, putting up the hold sign on Cole Young. So now Lance will go after the number 9 hitter Leo Rivas here with second and third and one out. Now word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
So the first trouble for McCullers since the first inning. He got Leo Rivas to strike out looking his first time up. Rivas watches one go wide, 1-0. Another one missing wide, 2-0. Single by Cole Young on an 0-2 pitch, followed by a double to center field by Dominic Canzone, and the Mariners have two in scoring position. Rivas into right field, hooking, and that is a foul ball. That would have been 2 runs had it stayed fair. Instead, it's just a strike, and it's 2-2.
Ball just hooking foul.
Would love to get a punch out here. He was able to strike out Rivas the first time. Leo has struck out 15 times in 37 at bats this season. It's up 3-2. A little bit in, ball 4. We mentioned the walks to 9 hitters. That's a 6th consecutive game where Astros pitching has walked the 9 hitter at least once. And that'll load him up for the top of the order, J.P. Crawford.
A little bit of a situation as Josh Miller comes out. The base is loaded. 1 out. He's a ground ball away from getting out of here. Okert up in the Astros bullpen did a phenomenal job of getting out of that first and second inning yesterday. Ryan Weiss obviously down, and you've got a couple other names on there that might be down as well. You've got some heavy pitch counts on De Los Santos, Roa, and Blue Ball. But all those other guys might be ready and available. But Lance is 1 pitch away from using that defense to get him out of this situation.
Lance to face J.P. Crawford, who has been patient today, has not swung at many pitches. He has drawn a 3-2 walk, and then he got the 3-2 a second time and popped the foul to the catcher Yainer Diaz. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. in 1-1. Third base is Cole Young. Second base, Dominic Canzone. First base, Leo Rivas. When Young singled, it was the first time Lance worked out of the stretch since the first inning. And he gave up the double and the walk, and now he's working out of the windup again. As
that got JP pretty good.
JP is not real thrilled with how he feels after that foul ball.
No, the cutters, it started in off the plate and continued to get in on the hands. And then he fouled it off. Looked like that back knee or foot.
Lance has struck out Crawford 7 times in his career and 25 at bats as he misses here. And it's 2-2.
Lance has only thrown 2 curveballs in this game.
That one into left center field, down for a hit. 1 run's going to score. Coming around third is Canzone. Ball is bobbled by Trammell. And the Mariners score 2 to make it 7-4. 2 RBI single for Crawford.
Lance really leaning on that sweeper. Gives up a base hit right here with that sweeper. Just kind of hovered as J.P. Crawford gets jammed, but forces it out in the outfield for the RBIs.
McCullers allowing a home run to Cal Raleigh. The first time he faced him, will not get to face him here in the 5th with 2 runners on in a 3-run game. Lance will be lifted. Stephen Okert, the new pitcher, when we come back. 7-4, 1 out, 2 runners on.
So crispy.
You think you know someone. M&M's caramel, now popped.
Back here in Seattle, you've got Stephen Okert coming into this game. Mariners trying to mount a comeback here in the bottom of the 5th. 6 games this season. He's got a 4.05 ERA. Did some heavy lifting in yesterday's game, going an inning and 2/3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Cal Raleigh hitting right-handed against Okert. Takes one down and in for ball 1. Raleigh with a home run against McCullers, a 2-run home run in the 1st. Now bats with 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Lance McCullers going 4 1/3 innings tonight. Lifted here with 2 runners aboard. And a strike to Raleigh. It's 1-1. Cal has 2 hits and 7 at bats against Okert. He faced Okert last night and popped up to first base against him. Okert has retired him the last 4 times he has faced Cal. Going back to 2024. It's now a 2-1 count. That one's popped up as well. Can Paredes get there in foul territory? Tough play, and not quite making the play over the shoulder was Isak. That'll just go as a strike to even up the count at 2 apiece.
Good effort by Isak. Not easy. He was the only one over there that even had a shot at trying to make this play. Swiped at it, but just off the end of the glove. He would have had to come out probably firing, with Rivas at third base tagging up.
Good point. Rivas was tagging and probably was going to come down the line had he made that catch. And it would have been a tough play for Isak to put on the brakes and throw home. 2-2 the count now, and then pick off at first. That last play, by the way, the Crawford 2 RBI single, they did charge Taylor Trammell with an error on that play, allowing the runner to advance from 2nd to 3rd. So Okert, who faced 5 batters last night, in another big spot tonight. And that ball hit into left field, deep enough to score the run. It was a broken bat fly ball by Raleigh. The barrel ends up near 3rd, and coming in to score is Leo Rivas to make it a 7-5 game.
Well, Okert did his job. It's just the strength of Raleigh able to force that into left field for that sac fly. Good job with that slider. Got it off the end of the bat and snapped it.
Well, Julio Rodriguez takes one down and in, ball one. Okert undoubtedly will just try to get through this inning and be done for the night, facing 5 batters last night, an inning and 2/3. He did 21 pitches to get those 5 batters. There's a strike, and the count's 1-1 on Julio. 12-5 is the total in the hits column in favor of the Astros. 7-5 in the runs column. That's one down the line in the left, foul. Highway Tang beginning to warm up in the Astros bullpen. Looks like he might be the next pitcher for Houston.
An update on Jeremy Pena. Right posterior knee tightness. Remember, he stretched that single into a double. Couldn't score on a base hit to left.
This ball hit to deep center field. Back goes Trammell, and this is a 3-run bomb. Julio Rodriguez, who came into tonight without an extra base hit, now has a double in his first home run of the year. And it's a big one, giving the Mariners 2 more runs in a tie game at 7 apiece.
That was a slider down, and Rodriguez golfed it out of here.
Two-run home run for Julio Rodriguez, tying the game at 7. And this is a pop-up off the bat of Josh Naylor. Correa and Diaz converge. Carlos takes charge, but a 5-run inning in the 5th has tied this game at 7.
By CCA Texas, only on Space City Home Network.
New this season, Astros fans can stream Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. No cable or satellite needed. Log on to SCHNplus.com to purchase the app directly. Already have SCHN through a participating cable, satellite, or streaming provider? You can download the app to access the content at no additional cost. New pitcher into this game is left-hander Jose Furr. 6 games, 5 innings pitched, and a 3.60 ERA.
First batter he's going to face is Nick Allen, getting his first at bat of the night. Came in when Jeremy Pena had to leave the game. If you remember, Pena tagged up, went first to third on a fly ball by Yordan Alvarez, or first to second on a fly ball by Yordan Alvarez. Seemed like he was fine on that tag up. But then in moving from second to third on a base hit by Paredes, was not running very well, so possibly injured himself on that tag up to right field off the bat of Yordan Alvarez, as Allen has a 2-0 count here, facing Jose Ferrer at the first batter of the 6th inning. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Seventh game of the year for Ferrer. And as Allen fouls one away, it's 2-2. Nick hitting an even 300 on the year, 3 hits and 10 at-bats. And a lot of those at-bats when he faced his former team in Sacramento, taking on the A's. That one's popped in the air into shallow right center field. Back goes the second baseman Young. He's called off by Luke Raley. The right fielder makes the play for out number 1. Now Yordan Alvarez, lefty on lefty, usually does not bode well for the opposition. Yordan has been absolutely toasting left-handed pitching this year. As he digs in here against Ferrer with 1 out and nobody on. Yordan 10 for 20 on the year against lefties, with 2 doubles, 3 home runs, and a 1627 OPS. Jordan tried to hold up, goes too far. It's 0-2. Ferrer pitched for the Washington Nationals out of their bullpen the last 3 seasons. 26-year-old, out of the Dominican Republic. That's in on Jordan, 1-2. Mariners had a highly touted catching prospect in their system, Harry Ford, and they thought enough about Ferrer that they were willing to trade Harry Ford to the Nationals in exchange for this left-hander. That was a trade made this offseason in December.
Yeah, that was a big prospect.
1-2 goes to the backstop, and that caught the home plate umpire Adam Hamry on the right arm. He is in some pain behind home plate. He'll get checked out by the Mariners training staff. He said, "Don't worry about it." But that caught him somewhere near the bicep.
97 off the numbers. Tailing up and in, and no protection right off that right elbow. Ooh.
That was no fun. Umpires are a tough breed. They take a lot of punishment behind the plate when they call pitches.
Yeah, right in the line of fire.
I think one thing that has kind of stood out during this first year of the ABS is it kind of reinforces just how good these home plate umpires are. Some of these misses, like the overturn earlier today, was just barely on the edge of the plate.
Yeah, I'd say a majority of them have been pretty good. There's going to be some anomalies in there that get exposed, but for the most part, I'm with you.
This ball could be trouble, and Arozarena is going to have to play it on a hop as Yordan Alvarez reaches with a little looper into left field. So Yordan's numbers continue against left-hand pitching, now hitting over 500 on the year.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just touch it. You know, the theory is that left on left is going to be a tough matchup. The theories don't play against Yordan. Kind of surprised himself a little bit with that one.
Now Isaac Paredes will be the batter. Paredes skies one into right field. Luke Raley to his left and back a step or two. And that's the second out of the inning. So at this point, it is a bullpen game. Luis Castillo, the Mariners starter, went 3 1/3 innings, allowed 7 runs. Lance McCullers Jr., the Astros starter, went 1 inning further, 4 1/3, and he got charged with 6 runs. 2 of the 6 coming in after Lance left the game. Now Jose Altuve will bat. Altuve 1 for 3, singled his first time, has grounded out twice, once into a double play. Astros with 13 hits tonight. Out hitting the Mariners 13-6, but we're tied at 7. Altuve down on the count, 1-2. Yordan Alvarez, the runner at first base with 2 outs. Altuve down in the count 1-2. Jose Ferrer in his first inning of work. Missing wide, it's 2-2. Astros trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Led this game by 5, but the Mariners scored 5 in the bottom half of the 5th. They stays battling here with 2 strikes. Called 3rd strike. Ferrer picks up a strikeout to finish off the top half of the 6th inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom half, tied at 7.
It's the Rockets and the Grizzlies. Tomorrow at 7 on Space City Home Network.
The best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. Taking a look at a few arms out of the Astros pen. Starting with Eniel De Los Santos right there off the IL. Doing a nice job for the Astros out of the pen. Brian King finding his groove. And then Kaiwei Tang getting comfortable with a new club this year. These guys have combined for 18 strikeouts and the walk number very low as well, which is very important these days. They also have a new face out there, Jaden Murray, joining the club today. Plummer?
Well, here we go. Kaiwei Tang is the next man out of that bullpen for the Astros, trying to keep this game right where it's at. Allow the offense to come back and score a couple more runs. He's been very good with his fastball sweeper that he has. Low to mid-90s with that fastball, but the sweeper's been a very good pitch for him.
Rosarena slices one into the crowd foul. It's 1-1.
Got a chance to pitch last time on the 8th on this road trip. Pitched a couple of times in Colorado. There you see the overall numbers this season. 7 strikeouts to 1 walk.
Rosarena almost knocked the glove off of Lance McCullers Jr. his first time up. Lance made a great play to turn a double play. Then he struck out his second time. Now fouling one off here and getting to a 1-2 count. Rosarena, Luke Raley, and Cole Young for the Mariners here in the 6th inning. Kaiwei Tang spending his time with the Giants prior to joining the Astros. He has never faced the Mariners before. He has not faced many American League teams in his career before joining Houston. Two pitches fouled. Lance gave up 6 runs in 4 1/3. 2 of the walks allowed by Lance. Both came in to score. 5 hits, 4 strikeouts in his 4 1/3 innings. The Astros now as a staff have allowed 20 walks to score on this road trip, playing the 8th game of a 10-game trip. 20 walks have scored.
It's a frustrating number. And it should be a correctable number.
Averaging almost 6 walks a game. Tonight, both walks have scored. Last night, there were 10 walks. 3 of them scored. 2-2 the count to a Rosarena. And that one's wide for a full count. Up and in. There is a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. Randy Rosarena draws a walk. Kaiwei Tang will face Luke Raley. second walk of the year allowed by Tang in his 7 2/3 innings. There's a strike. Rarely 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout and a ground out. Tang gets ahead of the count 0-2. Tang, an acquisition this offseason in a trade from the Giants for minor league catcher Yancel Villarreal. Astros making that deal right before spring training started. 0-2 pitch off the plate. End of January trade, January the 29th.
We are constantly fed information, and some of these numbers that we see on the pitching side have kind of, in a short amount of time, have kind of shocked us a little bit. And another one that I just received, it says current 9-game streak without a starter going at least 6 innings.
9 games.
9 games without a starter going at least 6 innings.
Wow. That's a big strikeout as Tang gets Rayleigh to chase up for the first out of the inning. It's remarkable.
It's the 3rd longest streak in team history.
Last pitcher for the Astros to go 6 innings is currently on the injured list, with Hunter Brown went 6 innings against the Red Sox. That was in the 4th game of that 5-game winning streak to end the homestand. Hunter went 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Lance went 7 innings the game before. Tonight Lance got 4 1/3 inning. Previous 2 starts for the Astros went an inning and a third of an inning.
Second longest streak was 10, and that happened in 2017.
Wow. We don't know who's going to start tomorrow. It might be a bulk guy opener, if you will, and it'll be unlikely that person could get 6 innings. So I might get to 10 tomorrow, unless they go with Burrows on 5 days of rest, and he can get 6, or on 4 days of rest, and if he can get to 6 innings.
And we've got proof. There's the last 6 Astros starts. Sweeper. The record is 13 consecutive games without an Astros starter going 6 innings back in 2012.
Runner goes on the 2-1 pitch. It's fouled away by Young. It's 2-2. Astros have their bullpen going again here. Lefty begins to throw with Highway Tang on the mound. That is Brian King. We haven't seen him in a game in a while. I believe King pitched in that Colorado series. Brian's last outing came in Sacramento. He's only pitched once so far on this road trip. Young started the rally for the Mariners in that 5-run 5th when he got down in the count 0-2 to Lance with 1 out and nobody on, and he singled into right. That'll be followed by a double, a walk, a single, and then Lance would be lifted from the game in the 5th inning. It's down 3-2. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kai-Wei Teng as he gets Cole Young for the second out.
On the side of that sweeper. Had Young way out in front. Couldn't stay back on that one.
Well, the lefty Canzone due up, followed by a switch hitter Rivas, and then another lefty J.P. Crawford. So Joe Espada is going to go to the lefty Brian King here. We have a tie game, all tied at 7 in the 6th inning, and a pitching change.
Go places.
Next man up is Brian King here in the bottom of the 6th with a couple of outs and a runner on first base. Brian King usually a leverage lefty out of that bullpen. He's only pitched in 5 games and thrown in 5 1/3 innings for the Astros. Good ERA, 1.69.
That's a pinch hitter here. Rob Refsnyder will pinch hit for Dominic Canzone and assume the DH role. Refsnyder, a right-hand hitter, facing the lefty Brian King here. Rob looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 15. You can see his career numbers as a pinch hitter.
Been a minute since we've seen Brian King. Last time he pitched was in Sacramento.
Just his second appearance on this road trip as he gets ahead of Refsnyder 0-2. I would imagine that Joe would like to see him get this final out of the 6th and then maybe pitch the 7th as well. Refsnyder struck out the only time he faced King prior to tonight. That was back in 24 when Rod was playing with the Red Sox. It counts 1-2. Kai-Wei Teng walked a batter and struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. Looping foul, that'll go out of play. Refsnyder has been with the Red Sox the last 4 seasons. Now in his first year with the Seattle Mariners, looking for his first Mariners hit. He's also started his career with the Yankees back in 2015. Played 3 years there, partial season in Toronto, 1 year in Tampa Bay. 1 season the Texas Rangers as well before Minnesota in 21 and the last 4 in Boston. Check to swing on a pitch down and in, 2-2.
Trying to get that chase down and in.
Now it's a full count.
That one shook Yiner up a little bit.
On the ground, 2 hops to Carlos Correa. He'll throw to first in time to get Refsnyder to get out of the inning. So we're going to head to the 7th inning. It's a bullpen game. Astros 7, Mariners 7. Into the 7th we go.
Cam having himself a night tonight. 3 for 3, a couple of RBIs, got a double in his last at bat, but putting together some very strong at bats against Luis Castillo, finally getting that slider to drive up the middle to pick up a couple of stakes. This one right here, a bullet to the right center field gap. Young man in his 2nd year in the big leagues, putting up some good numbers to start the season. Hopefully if we get to Hopefully we get to Cam and he has another opportunity. New pitcher into this game is going to be Bizzardo. Six games this season as a 1.59 ERA.
Carlos Correa, the first batter to face Eduard Bizzardo. It's been a part of the lineup that has been very productive tonight as Carlos takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Correa scored a couple of runs. He's 2 for 3 tonight. And Carlos hits it hard again. This one into the right center field gap, down for a hit. Cut off. No! Julio couldn't make the play. Goes to the wall. That means Carlos will get into second easily. Julio trying to prevent the extra base hit. But Carlos into second with a double. His third consecutive hit tonight.
Nice start for the Astros. Carlos got a fastball up. Gets on top of it. Gets a laser into that right center field gap. We just saw Cam Smith doing that replay. Kept kind of tailing away from Julio, and in between hop wasn't able to knock it down.
Now Joey Loperfido, the batter, with a runner on second and nobody out. Loperfido a walk, a double, and a strikeout tonight. Takes one down and in for ball one. Joey was on base twice against Luis Castillo. He was retired by Casey Legumina in the 5th inning. Now he's got to try and think about being in pull mode to get Correa to third as he swings through that sweeper. It's 1-1. Astros led this game 7-2 with a 3-run second, a 3-run third, and a single run in the 4th. But then the Mariners answered with 5 in the 5th to tie the game. There's a strike, 1-2.
Love to see Joey find a way, even in this 1-2 count, to get Carlos to third base. Play for that go-ahead run.
Loperfido faced Bizzardo last night. There's a ball into right center field, falling quickly down for a hit. Correa had to hold up to make sure. He'll get to third. The Astros have 2 runners on the corners with nobody out in the 7th inning.
Good job by Joey. The new era is presented by DirecTV. We're talking about bat speed, highest increase in bat speed from last season in miles per hour. Cam picking up 3.1 MPHs on the radar. Leading the way over Zach McKinstry, Jacob Young, and Mark Vientos. But it's paid off with some big swings early in the season for Cam Smith. We saw that bomb in Colorado at 462 feet. Right now, we'd settle for another high exit velocity base hit somewhere to drive in a run.
Infield in here with nobody out in this tie game. As Cam takes a sweeper for a strike, 0-1. Cam has really been hitting righties much better in the early part of this season than we saw last year in his rookie campaign. Fastball dotted up for a strike, and Bizzardo gets ahead of Cam, 0-2. So Cam with a perfect 3 for 3 night, trying to get the go-ahead run home here with Correa at third and Loperfido at first. Last night against Bizzardo, Cam flied out to right field. Astros wouldn't mind a repeat of that as long as it's deep enough in right. Skies this one towards right, but it's well foul and out of play.
Well, continuing to fight, not giving in these 2 strike counts.
Cam seeing some fastballs in this at-bat. Last night when Bizzardo faced him, he threw him a couple of sweepers to start the at-bat. A third one during the course of that AB. And he freezes him on that sweeper. Cam's going to challenge here on the 1-2 pitch. Cam has not been successful in his previous challenge this year, and he will not be successful on this one either. Astros lose their first challenge tonight, they still have one more remaining. Now it'd be nice for Yainer Diaz to get into the act. Everybody in the lineup has a base hit tonight, with the exception of Yainer, who's 0 for 3. He struck out a couple of times and grounded out with the infield in.
A little thirsty, TK.
What do you think would quench that thirst?
Oh, he missed it. I was hoping for a Yainer bomb.
Had a pitch to hit and popped it up. Caught by the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, for the second out. So the Astros first and third, nobody out. Now first and third with 2 outs. And we may see a pitching change here with Taylor Trammell due up, or this might just be a visit to discuss a little strategy. As the pitching coach coming out to have a word. Pete Woodworth to have a word here with Edward Bizardo. Well, Trammell has been one of the hitting stars tonight. A double to the left center field wall, almost his second career grand slam as he cleared the bases with that double. He also has an infield hit. He's officially 2 for 3 tonight. That's here with 2 on and 2 outs. Now a word from Dairy Queen.
Try the Dude Chicken Fried Steak Sandwich from DQ, or grab the new limited time Spicy Dude.
I think it was a conversation just on how they're going to handle Taylor Trammell. You can be a little bit careful. You've got 2 outs. You also have a base empty if you did happen to get around him and put him on. But they start off with this big sweeper in the zone.
That's not Jeremy Pena hitting behind Trammell anymore.
That's what I was trying to get at too. Is that there's an option behind Taylor Trammell.
Nick Allen is the new leadoff hitter after Pena left the game due to an injury. Right posterior knee tightness is what we were being told from the Astros clubhouse on Jeremy Pena. So a chance for Trammell in his first start of the season to be a hero as he bats against his former team with a count of 1-1 with 2 outs in a tie game in the 7th. Taylor fouls that one, and it's 1-2. Played 116 games in a Mariners uniform between 2021 and 2023. 52 games in his first year with the Astros last year are now his first start of this season. Ball third strike. Trammell's going to challenge this one. Trammell thought about challenging on the previous at bat when he was called out on strikes. He will challenge this one, and Taylor is going to lose. So the Astros 0 for 4 in challenges in this series as they lose their second and final challenge here in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. We are tied at 7. We're going to head back to Houston and check in with Lauren and Bogey in our Rooms to Go Lounge.
Hey, thanks, TK. Bogey and I hanging out in the Rooms to Go Lounge. Another night that this team is going to have to rely heavily on the offense. They're going to need to score some runs because pitching, they're on what, 4th pitcher here in the 7th?
There's been some wild swings in this game. I think something that we have learned about the Astros is with the way they hit it, they're never going to be out of a game, and the way they pitch it, it's never going to be enough. One thing to keep an eye on with this game being turned over to the bullpens is the Astros put 25 pitches on Andres Munoz yesterday. That might play a role in how this game plays out.
All right, stick around. We send things back up to TK and Blummer in Seattle after the break.
Part of the team today.
From bobbleheads and jerseys to Hello Kitty, Care Bears, and Star Wars night, there's an experience waiting for everyone. Check out the Astros promotional schedule and get your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. Ticket.
All right, Julie, on we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Astros unable to take advantage of a first and third no-out situation in the top half of the inning. And now Brian King out for more work after getting the last out of the last inning. Leo Rivas grounds a foul and is down to the count 0-2. The timing was right in terms of when you want to challenge, but the execution of challenges, the Astros have not been successful, not only in this series, but really haven't had a very high success rate all year long. They have one of the lowest percentages in baseball.
Yeah, it's been rough. They've been in tough spots too.
Astros last night lost their second challenge in the top of the second inning. Tonight they didn't have any challenges until the 7th. And then both Cam Smith and Taylor Trammell on call third strikes, losing those challenges. And now the Astros out of them unless they go to extra innings. 7-7, bottom of the 7th. Astros out hitting the Mariners 15-6, but are all tied up. Swing and a miss. King strikes out Rivas to start the 7th inning.
Some of that chase we've been talking about. A fastball up.
J.P. Crawford, the batter, he was right in the middle of that 5-run 5th inning. Had a 2 RBI base hit into left center field. That would be the last batter that Lance McCullers Jr. would face. I mentioned the Astros started the night at 6-8. The Mariners at 5-9. This is the final game going in the major leagues. Everything else is a final. Even though the Astros are not where they want to be after 14 games with that 6-8 record, there is nobody in the AL West right now with a winning record.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Currently, the Rangers and the A's are tied for first with a record of 7-7. So if the Astros win this game, they're 7-8, and they're just a half a game out of first. Nice catch by a lefty who brought his glove. So Spada looks on here with a 2-2 count. This will be King's last inning of work, you would think. Pitch missing in. The count's full on Crawford. It's up and in for a walk. Crawford walks for the second time tonight. That's the 4th walk allowed by Astros pitching. Now Cal Raleigh, the batter, has had success in his career against Brian King. He's faced him 6 times and has 4 hits with a double. As he goes too far on that check swing, it's 0-1. Raleigh was 4 for his first 4 lifetime against King, but Brian has retired him the last 2 times he faced them last year. In fact, he got a double play ground ball in one of those 2 at bats. He could take that here as it's 0-2. Raleigh hitting a 2-run home run tonight, his 2nd home run of the season. Came in the first inning as he fights this one off into the crowd. Cal also added a sac fly in the 5th, 3 RBI night for the Mariners catcher. That's a line drive, and that is just foul down the left field line. Another big crowd tonight. Last night they had over 44,000. Tonight 43,294 watching the Astros and the Mariners. A couple of day games after tonight to wrap up this 4-game set.
We're not going home tomorrow?
Not heading home till after the game Monday, Plummer.
I need to unpack again.
Astros won't be back in Seattle till the last road trip of the year after Monday. It'll be a 2-game series in late September. They started out their road season in Sacramento, and that's where they will end their regular season as well. Raleigh's been battling at 0-2. King trying to find a put-away pitch. This one towards the middle. Altuve will flip it to Nick Allen, and the shortstop will turn the double play. Cal Raleigh hits into a double play to end the 7th. We head to the 8th, all tied at 7.
The two-wheel drive EXL.
Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroll Poll. We asked you, who do you have the most faith in terms of ABS challenges? Who would you allow to challenge anytime? It was close between Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez, but Altuve wins 39%. Yordan gets 33%. Good chunk of votes for Isaac Paredes as well. Thanks for those who voted in tonight's Stroll Poll. Altuve has the most overturns of any Astros hitter with 3 and 4 challenges.
Well, the challenge right now is going to be getting through Matt Brash. Setup man went 2/3 of an inning in last night's game. Didn't give up a hit. Earned run. Didn't strike out a batter or walk one. Has yet to give up an earned run this season.
He will face a pinch hitter. Christian Walker is going to hit for Nick Allen here. And Walker goes after the first pitch and sends one into relatively deep center, but playable for Julio Rodriguez, as Allen is pinch hit for by Walker, who will likely stay in the game, and they will shift the infield accordingly, with Paredes going to third and Correa to short.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Astros, the official source for your Houston Astros gear.
So Walker, who had started every game this year for the Astros, in as a pinch hitter. Now it's Yordan Alvarez, who takes a pitch down low for ball 1. Pena had to leave the game with some tightness behind his right knee. And now Allen leaving the game for a pinch hitter. Yordan is 2 for 4 tonight. A home run, solo shot in the 3rd, and a single in the left his last time up. Not too far there. It's 2-1. Yordan hooks one down the line, and right has a shot, and it's going to be off the top of the wall. He's going to hustle for second. Here comes the throw by Raley. It will be not in time. Yordan with a smoke double to right.
The ball was pretty well struck. Continues to rake against Seattle. Having to leg out this double because he hit that so hard off the right field wall. 111.3 on that slider, down and in. Tried hitting it through the wall, where traditionally over the wall is a little bit easier for him.
Yordan came into tonight leading Major League Baseball in OPS, and he's added 3 hits, a single, a double, and a home run to that total. Here's Isaac Paredes taking a strike. Paredes 1 for 4 with an RBI single. He has one of the Astros' 5 hits with a runner in scoring position tonight. And he's not sure if he has a bat that is not broken, so he's going to get a new stick.
That's rather odd. Yeah. Should check those things before you get in the box.
At least he noticed now.
Yeah, seriously, right?
He's got an 0-1 count to Brash. Paredes does have a career double against Matt Brash and 4 at bats. And he takes one up and in for a ball, 1-1. That is now 16 hits for Astros hitters tonight. Yordan leads the way with 3. Carlos Correa also has 3. Paredes pops this one up into shallow left field, coming on Randy Arozarena. He'll put it away for the second out. Also, Cam Smith with 3 tonight. Astros out hitting the Mariners by 10, but they're tied at 7 as we play in the 8th. Now Jose Altuve. There you see the challenges for Altuve this year with 3 overturns out of his 4 challenges.
Well, not going to come into play in this at bat.
He's going to get intentionally walked.
No, there's no more left.
That's true. That shows out of challenges. Altuve has 3 hits against Brash. In 11 career at bats, he's also walked 3 times against this Mariners right-hander. That one's wide, 2-0. AJ Blue Ball warming up in the Astros pen in this tie game in the 8th. That one's wide, 3-0. Correa, who has 3 consecutive hits, is waiting on deck. And they are not going to throw a 4th pitch of Jose Altuve. He will draw that intentional walk. Now put runners on 1st and 2nd and give Carlos Correa a chance to be a hero. Single in the 3rd, single in the 5th, double in the 7th. He has scored a couple of runs. And he bats here in a tie game. Correa sees a steady diet of sliders when he faces Brash. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. And now Raleigh wants to talk to Brash about how to go after Carlos. Carlos has only faced Brash as a member of the Twins. This is his first Astros at bat against Brash. There's only the 2nd walk issued by Mariners pitching tonight. The intentional walk to Jose Altuve.
Astros in this game 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position. And throughout the course of the season, Carlos has seen a bunch of them.
Pops this one up beyond first base. Josh Naylor backs up a few steps and puts it away. And the Astros strand 2 runners in the inning. Astros left a lot of runners on base tonight as they are tied at 7 heading to the bottom of the 8th.
Our next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. We'll take a look at some of the matchups against tomorrow's starter for Seattle. Logan Gilbert will be on the mound. The right-hander doesn't have a win yet this season. Altuve with great numbers, and Yordan Alvarez, who loves hitting this ballpark. We hope all that continues in game 3 of 4. We'll know more about tomorrow's starter after the game. Joe Espada told us. Blemmer.
Thank you, Julia. Another reliever out of that bullpen for the Astros is going to be AJ Bluebaum, 25-year-old. A little bit of a rough start to his season after finishing 2025 with great numbers. ERA at 10.80. A lot of that due to the fact that his last outing he gave up 5 earned runs in 1 inning. Would love to have a clean inning here.
And the last 2 have been rough for Blue Ball. He gave up 4 the previous outing, which was a career high. As Christian Walker has stayed in the game after pinch hitting for Nick Allen, he's at first base. That shifts Paredes from 1st to 3rd and Correa from 3rd to short. As Julio Rodriguez faces AJ Blueball and takes one up and in, 2-1. Trying to check his swing. He does. And Rodriguez Leading off here in front of Josh Naylor and Randy Arozarena has a hitter's count here at 3-1 against blue ball. This is the fastball, 3-2. Astros with 16 hits to the Mariners 6. But we're tied at 7. Astros are stranded 10. Mariners are stranded 1 tonight. That one foul out of play.
AJ's coming right after him.
Another foul. The count stays 3-2.
Extended at bat to start this outing for AJ Blueball. The next pitch will be the 9th.
Ground ball towards the hole, just into the game. Correa at short, gets tested, and he makes the play. Carlos has been playing third base all night. Moves to his original position and makes a good play to get J-Rod for the first out.
He gets tested early, moving from third to short. And Christian Walker also getting tested, able to make the pick to complete that great play.
Big first out. Here's Josh Naylor. Naylor hits one hard into right, coming on to make the sliding catch is Cam Smith for out number 2. Good work by Cam to get on that ball in a hurry before it got down for a hit.
Ball was hit well and stayed up long enough for Cam to sprint underneath it. Good play. It's a tough play right at you. Trying to judge the distance on it, but Cam looked pretty good on that one.
So now 2 outs, bases empty, and Arozarena the batter. Randy 0 for 2 with a walk, takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Espada going with AJ Blueball, a guy he counted on in a lot of big spots last year, and AJ answered the bell consistently for the Astros manager last season, finishing with 21 consecutive scoreless innings. Even though he's given up in his last 2 outings combined 9 runs in 3 innings, showing he still has faith in this right-hander, going with him here in a tie game in the bottom of the 8th against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Mariners. Arozarena stays alive at 1-2. Last inning, or last time out, Blueball had to warm up in front of the crowd in Colorado, so he was about 8 to 10 minutes into his outing before he threw a pitch, just warming up in front of the crowd. Ended up throwing a lot of pitches in that 1 inning in Denver.
And he was doing it in Colorado. Probably could have used a timeout in the warm-up session just to get his breath back and maybe have a sip of water, but went straight from getting loose to game on, and it didn't go well.
It's wide, and it's 2-2. Chopper, Correa will get tested again. This time he's got a little more time. Shows off that gun for the final out of the inning. We're going to head to the 9th in Seattle, all tied at 7. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by AAA Auto Insurance. Switch and save up to 21% with AAA Auto Insurance. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Tied up here in the top of the ninth, 7 apiece. The Mariners are going to go to Andres Munoz. Picked up a save in last night's game. ERA this season at 3.60. Went an inning, walked a couple of batters, had to earn that save last night, struck out a batter, but the Astros trying to get some base runners and make things happen.
One of the two he walked last night is at the plate now, Joey Loperfido. Loperfido's had a good night tonight, a couple of hits and a walk. He has scored 2 runs, so he'll lead off here in the ninth in a tie game. Munoz walked Loperfido and then walked the pinch hitter Trammell before getting Jeremy Pena last night to end the game. Counts 1-1 here on Joey. It's up and away, 2-1. Munoz has shown this year and in the past he's never afraid to throw that slider. He'll throw it a bunch even when he's behind in the count. As he throws Joey the slider there as he fouls it away, it's 2-2. Brian Abreu warming up in the Astros pen as both teams go into their closers here in the ninth. It's off the plate. Loperfido with a 3-2 count. It'll be Loperfido, Cam Smith, Yainer Diaz, the first 3 to face Munoz here in the ninth. Joey down on a foul tip, caught by Cal Raleigh for the first out. Now Cam, 3 hits tonight, one of the 3 Astros hitters with 3 hits. He goes after a first pitch slider, 0-1. Cam 0 for 2 in his career against Munoz, including a fly out to deep left last night. Now down to count 0-2. That ball's hit hard through the glove of Leo Rivas, who went down to a knee to secure it. Cam's going to try for 2, and he will be safe as the ball scoots past Cole Young. Cam Smith taking a chance, gets to the second base on a ball that was not caught by Rivas on a bullet.
That was a rocket to third base on that slider, 110.8. It looked like it went in the glove, out of the glove of Rivas, just kind of bent that thing backwards. This would be a good look at it. He's just not able to handle it. And then the hustle of Cam Smith, realizing that Rosarena had a long way to come in, but nobody wanted to catch that ball. It's an uncatchable baseball.
Cam probably would have been out if they made a solid throw to second.
There was still heat on that ball. They were playing hot potato with it.
Well, the one guy in the lineup who has not had a base hit has a chance to be a hero here. Yainer Diaz 0 for 4 tonight. Couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and a pop-up. They're called out a 2-base error on Leo Rivas.
I'd love to put the scorekeeper out there and pump a ball out of 110. That's not routine.
No.
There's nothing routine about 110.8 off the bat.
Instead of Cam's 4th hit of the night, he reaches on an error, and now Yainer pops up. Tough play for Naylor, keeps going back and makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Cam trying to get to third, he will. So Yainer pops up for the second out, and Cam now 90 feet away with his continued aggressive base running. here's Taylor Trammell. Trammell in his first start for the Astros this year after being called up yesterday to replace the injured Jake Myers. Walked as a pinch hitter last night against Andres Munoz. Tonight he's 2 for 4, a double, a single, and a couple of called third strikes. Trammell takes one down, ball 1. Matt Brash, Andres Munoz, Edward Pizzardo, all pitching in back-to-back games for the Mariners tonight. They had avoided pitching anyone in back-to-back games coming into this series. Last night, Munoz threw 25 pitches in his 1 inning of work. He is likely just in for this 9th inning tonight. Cam on third base with 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Trammell.
A lot of pressure on Cal Raleigh right now with a lot of sliders from Munoz.
Just thinking the same thing.
Got speed at third base.
There you go. 1 down and in. Trammell doesn't offer at it. It's 2-0. Yeah, that slider's such a big weapon, but it's also the go-ahead run at third.
Yeah, and you want to get the chase on it and throw the power slider. You don't still want to flip one in there.
Two-0 pitch is swung on and skied deep down the line and right near the corner, and it's drifting into foul territory and into the crowd.
Pretty good swing by Trammell. Might have been sitting on that slider. I believe it says 326 on that sign down there. That ball was at 324 as far as distance.
Munoz throws his slider this year 70% of the time when he's behind in the count. That's what Taylor was counting on.
He jumped on that, just got a little too quick.
Now he's behind in the count 3-1 with a fastball up. Does Taylor sit on another slider here? He's got a right-hand hitter on deck in Christian Walker. He got the fastball, but it was off the plate. So Trammell walks against Munoz for the 2nd straight night. And that'll put runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And Christian Walker, who came on as a pinch hitter last inning, gets his 2nd at bat. Walker had started every game this year for the Astros prior to tonight. Now in a big spot here with 1st and 3rd and 2 outs in the 9th. Slider misses 1-0.
Christian doesn't have to do too much. Just get something you can get that barrel to and hit a nice line drive, maybe up the middle the other way.
Christian has faced Munoz 3 other times. He has seen that slider 12 of the 18 pitches for Munoz in his career.
Yeah, he is a slider machine. Has 99 with that fastball, but he is continually throwing that slider to try and get outs.
The one guy he doesn't want to face is on deck, Yordan Alvarez.
Does anybody?
So you would think Christian has a chance to see a good pitch to hit here in the next couple of deliveries.
Oh.
Instead, it's 3-0. Yordan, who leads baseball in OPS, is 3 for 6 in his career against Munoz.
If you're Christian Walker, you are sitting on a cookie. It has got to be the perfect pitch.
And it's not. It's ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks from Munoz, just like in last night's game. And this time he does have to face Alvarez, as last night the game ended with Yordan on deck. So here we go. Runners at every base, and Yordan Alvarez having another big night tonight. Home run, single, double, and 5 at-bats. First pitch down, 1-0.
This man has broken a Mariner heart or two in the past. He'd like to do it again here.
2-0, 7 straight misses for Andres Munoz. Popped up, shallow left, Arozarena in, end of the inning. Astros strand 3 more. They have stranded 13 tonight to the Mariners 1. We're still tied at 7.
1250 members only incentive, and Texas residents could get an additional $1,000 bonus cash.
Time to answer our trivia question, presented and powered by Reliant. The Astros threw a 4-pitcher combined no-hitter versus the Mariners in 2019. We asked you who was the starter in that game. Aaron Sanchez coming over with a trade from the Blue Jays, and he actually started that game. 4 more pitchers in there. The Astros picking up another no-hitter. This one a little unconventional with the combination of 4 pitchers. Brian Abreu wanted to try and keep this game locked at 7.
Luke Raley misses the first pitch, 0-1. Been a rough go of it for Brian Abreu as he look at his numbers on the season. He's allowed a run in every game he has pitched, all 5. Looking for a clean inning here to try and take this game into extras as he gets ahead of Raley 0-2. Good work out of the Astros pen by Kaiwei Tang, Brian King, and A.J. Blueball. They combined for 3 shutout innings. A couple of walks in the mix, but no base hits allowed in those 3. Going off the plate, 1-2.
They just changed Cam Smith's error to a base hit.
Rightfully so. So Cam ties his career high with a 4-hit game. Had one last year against the A's in Sacramento. Swing and a miss. Abreu gets a strikeout here to start the bottom half of the 9th inning, getting Raley for the first out.
Good pitch by Brian. A little more what we're accustomed to seeing is that good slider down in the zone after some good fastballs. Good start to the inning for him.
Now Cole Young, the batter. Young takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1. You mentioned during the course of the broadcast that Brendan Donovan has been under the weather and unavailable to start the last couple of nights. Thought we would see him in the game tomorrow. He's in the on-deck circle to pinch hit in the DH spot for Rob Refsnyder. The count is 2-0 here on Cole Young. Off the plate, 3-0. Walks have been problematic for Abreu. He has allowed 7 walks in his 4 innings of work this year. There's a strike. And that'll be a walk to Cole Young. 1 out, base runner for the Mariners in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and Brendan Donovan will pinch hit and assume the DH role for Seattle. Donovan having a nice season, coming over from the Cardinals, a .316 average, and he is the only Mariner with an OPS over 1,000. 1,027, and that'll draw a visit from Josh Miller to go over the scouting report on Brendan Donovan. given his face Abreu 3 times. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Runner on first base, Cole Young, in a 7-7 game in the bottom of the 9th. First at bat in the series for Donovan. And a first pitch slider down, ball 1. 5 in a row missed by Abreu. 5 out of 6. He did throw a 3-0 strike to Cole Young. That's wide. And the command issues continue here for Bryant. It's 2-0. See this kind of struggle with command last year when Abreu was in there. He's already had 3 outings where he's walked 2 batters each of his first 5 appearances.
Especially with the fastball.
And that's a 4-pitch walk. He has now missed on 8 of the last 9 and has walked back-to-back hitters here in the bottom of the 9th, sending the winning run to second base. Number 9 hitter Leo Rivas will bat. That's 2 walks in this inning. Rivas has struck out twice and also walked. 9 out of 10 misses, 1-0. Last year, Abreu had only 4 games where he had multiple walks allowed. And he's already had 4 this season in his first 6 appearances. Last year it was 4 out of 70 games. 2-1.
It's just been uncharacteristic for Brian Abreu this season, trying to find the zone. He's got electric stuff, and it does play in the zone. We've seen years of Brian Abreu with the power fastball, power slider combo. Here he fights even into this count with that foul ball, now 2-2. With the 4-seam fastball in this game, he's thrown 10 fastballs in this game. Only 3 of them have been in the zone, or at least a strike of some kind.
And I think that's why he's relied so much on the slider this year.
Yep.
He has not been able to locate his fastball consistently. And there's another slider that misses down and in, 3-2. This is Abreu's game. There's nobody behind him at this point in the pen. Brian needs to figure out this strike zone here. 19 pitches in, only 7 strikes. Cole Young at second. Brendan Donovan at first. 1 out in the 9th. And a full count pitch coming to Leo Rivas. Down and in, ball 4. Abreu has walked the bases loaded.
More specifically, that's the 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters to load the bases.
The 9th hitter walking twice tonight has walked in 6 consecutive games against the Astros and drawing 9 walks in those 6 games out of the 9 spot. Now the top of the order, J.P. Crawford, career 3 for 13 with 3 walks against Abreu. Strike called, 0-1. Abreu getting ahead 0-2. In 6 of those 13 at bats that Crawford has faced Abreu, he has struck out.
He's gotten ahead with the fastball. Got some options now. You can maintain the heat or try that slider down and in and get the swing over the top.
Base hit, ball game over. The walks continue to hurt the Astros, and specifically Brian Abreu. He walks the bases loaded, and then Crawford walks it off. Mariners win it 8-7, coming from behind, trailing 7-2 in this game. That is 6 outings for Abreu, and 6 times he has allowed runs, including a couple of walk-offs this year. It has been a nightmare start to the season for the Astros closer.
He went back to the fastball, but this fastball catches a lot of the plate. JP just gets on top of it, slaps it the other way. Had him sped up with the 3 straight fastballs, and the Mariners walk it off.
Not sure it could be any tougher of a start to a season than what Brian Abreu has been dealing with in 2026. 6 outings, 6 runs scored. And coming up will be the Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger. Lauren Calendar, Brian Bogusevic with help from Julia here in Seattle. Post-game show next.